Dr. Chris Yeager here with IsoBaseball. You can reach us at IsoBaseball.com.
So as we go back here and we look at our amateur and we see what's really going on here, he takes his little false stride, but before anything can happen, he's got to get that foot back, down onto the ground, okay? And he actually, even if you can kind of see that back leg kind of before it begins to turn, he gets a little bit of weight into that front side, okay? Albeit ineffective and inefficient, he's still got to get weight there because that leg pushing against the ground is still what is opening the hip. And essentially, you've got to let this foot, slide. In other words, if that foot is weight bearing and you're turning it this way, it would not allow your hips to open. So that back foot's got to slide or give way to a certain degree. Okay, so again, the foot gets down. He does get a little weight to it, and then that leg is still opening the hip from the front here, driving it open. Now you do see here, see how much the hip goes backwards? Okay, not like our high level pattern we saw in our motion analysis example. See how the hip really goes backwards, it doesn't catch up? Okay, that's again because that back leg did not drive the hip forward. There was no drive. All that goes on here, there's no drive from the backside. We think we're just going to spin this foot to create rotation, and so this hip never gets driven forward. So we don't get an axis of rotation, out here with this nice tilted axis out here. We get an axis of rotation, right here. Okay, which brings the hips back this way. So what is really absent here is, he's got to open the pelvis really biomechanically, in the same way. He can't truly open it by spinning the foot inward. It doesn't work. He's got to get weight here to the front leg and the hips open from the front. But I hope you see the difference is this leg contributes, very little to the process. So there's no drive. There's less momentum. The back hip doesn't get driven to the front side. Instead, the front hip gets driven backwards. Okay, and that's what people are coaching around. People are coaching the back leg not to drive against the front side, but rather just to spin in the same place, get the foot down early, eliminate the function of the stride, and then just spin the back leg. And, they don't even realize that it's still even there. From a biomechanical standpoint, it's still the front leg that has to open the hip. Okay, so how do we train for high-level pelvic rotation? Well, our ISO belt can certainly assist with that. This is our leverage trainer attachment. Okay, it works with the ISO belt here. It attaches out front. There's resistance applied out in front of the batter that will assist the drive from the backside and assist the hitter in getting off the backside. The ring slides along the belt to allow free and easy hip rotation. But we call this attachment point the leverage trainer, because while it's true the resistance out front helps us off the back, more importantly, it encourages us to stay leveraged behind the front side. In other words, if we allow our body to get on top of this front foot, this cord is going to pull us over. We really have got to work on staying leveraged behind the front side, keeping the body's center of gravity behind that front foot. Knee behind foot, hip behind knee, shoulder behind hip, and head behind the baseball. So the leverage trainer assists the proper back leg action of driving laterally and the proper front leg action by posting up with leverage to drive the hip open from the front. Here's another look with a major league hitter, again with the leverage trainer out front. And he loads the back side. When the foot is off the ground, the back leg is loaded. The resistance out front, again, is going to assist in the abduction or the sideways pressing of that back leg to help him get weight off of the backside, get energy off of the backside, and get it into the front side. Just a great position right there. But at the same time, If he allows his center of gravity or his body's weight to get too far on top, this added resistance is going to pull him over. So he's really encouraged by the resistance out front to stay leveraged and stay behind that front side. You can see when the foot comes down, we're in our classic ISO position. We've pressed laterally. The front side is still square. Front foot, front knee, front shoulder. We're tilted at the front hip. The elbow is slotted. The barrel is stacked above the hands. Lead arm is back, not locked out, but back. The back foot, still pointing straight ahead. You're not trying to spin it there. Okay, and then we're going to hit leverage behind that front side. Again, at this point, the weight is off the back side. You can really see that there, how the weight, he's pressed here. He's driven the back hip towards the front. Okay, the front leg is working to open the hips from the front. There's virtually no weight on the back side at this point. At this point, it's off the ground. And so this extra resistance that we've got working out here from the leverage trainer has also given us a big time strengthening effect in that front leg. We've got added resistance that we're working against at this point in time in the swing. All of the weight is held on this front side, and so we're really increasing the load, and we're going to force some improvements and some strengthenings on the ability of this front leg to stabilize during the swing. It's vitally important that front leg is strong and it's able to stabilize, and the added resistance that the leverage trainer provides is going to help with that.